Hello, I'm using GeneratePress theme and GenerateBlocks plugin, and I'm about to show you how I produce professionally designed websites that load fast, and I do it quickly. First, I'll show you how to do this for free, then I'll show you a more powerful solution that professional web designers use. I've installed GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks. I've made 4 pages: home, about, service and contact, and I'm about to edit the home page and use GenerateBlocks to build the page layout. So I'm on the home page, edit page. Now I need to go to the GenerateBlocks website because I'm using the free version of GenerateBlocks and the free version of GeneratePress. I go to the pattern library. I choose free from this list. And first of all, I want a hero header. So in this list, I choose hero header. So I'm using free hero headers. I choose the one that I want to use, and I want to use this one. I click preview. It shows me what it looks like. I want to copy it, so I click copy. Now I go back to my web page, and I just paste this into my web page. Now, I want to add another block underneath this, so I go to the GenerateBlocks website again, pattern library. This time I'm going to choose content. Now we've got to be careful because there's contact and content. I want content. I want this top right one here. I can preview if I want to. I know I want to use it, so I'm just going to click copy. Go back to my website. I'm going to use list view. Now I want to put it under this container, so I'll select that container, insert after, Control V to paste, and now I've got 2 blocks in my page. Now what I want to do is to add my own block that I'm going to make myself. So if these are expanded, you can collapse them, makes it easier to see what you're doing. Underneath this one, I want to add my own block with just some plain text. So click the 3 dots, insert after, and I want to insert a container. So if I type a / and then type container, I can add a container block. And inside the container block, I want to add a headline. Now I'm using a GenerateBlocks headline. There's the Gutenberg headline and GenerateBlocks headline. I'm going to use a GenerateBlocks headline. I'm going to put some demo text beneath it. I need to add another block under the headline. So when it says headline, 3 dots, insert after. And this time I just want to use a paragraph, so I'm just going to paste the text in or type it in, and I've got some text. Now this container needs some padding, so I select the container, and then in spacing I'm just going to use 30 pixels all the way around, so I can link the sizes just to make it a bit easier. Type 30. And I've got 30 pixels padding all the way around. Now that's important when you're on a smaller screen. On a big screen you won't notice it, but on a smaller screen you will. Otherwise your text will butt up against the edge of the screen. So I'll update that so I don't lose my settings. I'm going to collapse that container. I'm going to add another block underneath it. And the block I want to add this time is this one with the security cameras. I'm going to change the image, but I want to use this one. So I can preview if I want to. I know I want to use that one, so I'm clicking copy. And that's on the GenerateBlocks website from the pattern library. And I want to paste that below this container. Insert after. Then I just Control V to paste. Update. Now I want to have a footer. So I'm going to choose from the GenerateBlocks pattern library. I'm going to use free, and I want the footer. and I'm going to use this one. So preview if you want to. I'm going to copy, go back to my website, below the bottom container, insert after, and Control V to paste. Now that gap is too tight, so I can either, I'll just get rid of this paragraph, I can either add some margin above this container or a margin or padding at the bottom of that one. I'm going to add margin at the top of this container. So when it says spacing in the right hand sidebar, spacing, margin, top, I will add, try 75 pixels. That should do. I'm going to view the page we've made. And we've got quite a nice little page there with very little effort making it. Now you'd have to edit all of this. So you've got the basic layout, but you edit your page. You'd have to change the text. This is just a highlight. So if that's highlighted. So if we type something in here, and I want to highlight something the same as it was before, I just click the text, choose highlight. Just can change all the text, just change the link buttons, things like that. And with most things, all you need to do is highlight the text, and then you can change it once you're editing the page. Can replace the image. These are background images, so this might be a bit confusing. If you select the image, look at the side here, it's a background image, backgrounds. So you just change that image there, you just browse to find a new image. I've not uploaded any images because this is a demo site, but that's what you do. Select the container and then it's a background image in the right hand sidebar. You can also edit everything else. Suppose you want to change the colour of anything. So you select that headline. You've got the border and icon colours. This is a border colour. I often use list view because it's much easier to navigate around your page. So that was difficult to select. It's actually a bottom border on a container. So we're looking here in colours, it's that border there. So if you wanted to, you could just change the colour. I've got a blue border instead of a green one. Change the buttons, just select the button and look in colours, you've got the background and the hover colour. You could change that. And if you want to change any of the margins and paddings, select the container, this container here, see if it's got any, that's got no top margin, but this one's got 100 pixels bottom padding. So if we change that to say 30, it closes the gap a bit. But you can make a really nice page really quickly and for free. And you could do this with your other pages. You've got to edit all of these links and everything, but it's a really good free way to build a professional looking website fast. Now what I've got here is a completely blank WordPress installation, but I have installed GeneratePress Pro, the paid for version of GeneratePress, and the paid for version of GenerateBlocks. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to set up a website using the site library. Now if you look in the dashboard, I don't have any posts, I don't have any pages, and I don't have any widgets. So it's a completely blank WordPress setup. So I go to Appearance, GeneratePress. You have to install GeneratePress before you'll see that. And I want to go to Site Library, Activate. Then I can click Open Site Library. And because I've got no content on my website, I can install a theme and some demo content so I can see what the site will look like. And I want to use this one here. So I'll scroll down, choose that one, get started. And it's just telling you that this process will make changes to your website. So only do it on a completely blank, brand new website. I understand. Begin the import. So it's imported and I can view the site. And this is now my actual website. I would need to change all of the content. Change all of the words and headlines, images, everything. Now the beauty of this is you can copy any of these page sections from one page or one website to another. So if I wanted to use these 6 boxes, or 9 boxes, on a different website, I can actually copy them. So if I edit the page, use list view, figure out which container I'm dealing with, which seems to be this one. That's the one. If I copy that, copy block, I would copy this whole container and I could use it on a different website or on a different page in this website. What I want to do now, I want to make a page using GenerateBlocks premium version. So I'll just update. I'll make a new page. Right, first of all, I want to make sure that my container, my page container, is in the right hand sidebar, in the page tab of the right hand sidebar. I want container, content container, full width, and I want to disable the content title. And that'll give me a completely blank page underneath the hero header. It'll still have the hero header, but the rest of the page I can work with. So if I view that page, I'll just show you what I mean. We've got the hero header and we've got the footer at the bottom, but the bit in the middle I'm going to build using GenerateBlocks Pro. So edit the page. All I need to do now, put my cursor in the page, click the blue button, pattern library, and because I'm using the Pro version of GenerateBlocks, I've paid for this version, I can choose from 241 blocks. So I select a category and I want content. I want to use this block. There's lots of them. All kinds of stuff you can use. I'm going to put this one in the top of my page and then use list view again. Insert after. Pattern library, select a category. There's all sorts of categories you can choose from. I'll choose another content section, add this one. And if I want to, I can add another pattern library. Content, just pick whichever blocks I want to use. I suppose I wanted to use that one. A lot of these in the Pro version are the same as in some of the themes, and I'll show you in a minute how to do that using a different method. So we'll update that and we'll look and see what we've got. So the hero header is still there, but now I've got the content that I placed underneath it. And you could just edit these images. You can replace the images, replace the text, replace the icons if you've got other icons you want to use. I'll have to put some space at the bottom of that, so I'll edit the page. List view, bottom container, and in the right hand sidebar I can add margin or padding at the bottom. I'll add a margin of bottom margin 100. Try it again. View page. So now we've got a margin at the bottom of that, between the footer and the bottom block. GeneratePress uses global colours, and if we go to customize colours, we've got these colours. Now you can add new colours and you can reorder them. So if I wanted to add a new global colour, you can click that button and add a new colour to be added to your colour scheme. Now I'll just show you why this is important. The blocks we've imported are not using global colours because they came from the GenerateBlocks plugin. So I edit the page, I always change my colours to be using global colours. So I want to change the colour of this, so select the text, colours, that's just an ordinary colour. I want to change it to a global colour. Change this colour. Now this one I'm just going to clear the colour so that it will use the global colour that is set in the customizer. Sometimes paragraphs are using a colour. I don't want to use that colour, I want to clear it, so it will take the default colour for this theme. That one I'm clearing that one, so it uses the default colour. This I want to change to a green, and for the hover I'll have a dark colour. The colour of this I'm going to change. I'm just going to change that to a dark colour. I could use green. I think it'd be a bit too much using green. And I want to change the colour of this icon. So I've got the icon colour here. I'm going to make that one white. But you do that with all of the things you import. Make sure that the colour, I always make sure that the colours are using global colours. Update. And we'll view the page. And so now my colours are using the colours that the theme uses. Now the way I just showed you using the GenerateBlocks Pro pattern library, you've got to pay for. What I'm going to show you next is a way to get an awful lot of choice for free, but this is a bit complicated and I only recommend it for web designers or people who are really keen and interested in WordPress. What you need to do, you need to set up a thing called a local host where you can install WordPress. You then install a multi-site WordPress setup, which only takes a few minutes, but you need to know how to do it. It's a bit complicated, but if you're interested in WordPress or you're a web designer, this is a really good way to do things. I've made a WordPress multi-site using GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks. I've then installed all my favourite themes inside this. So all of these themes are inside one WordPress installation. Now, the good point is, if I want to use a block from any of these, so movement is a really nice theme. So if I visit that site, now supposing I wanted to recreate this complete page on another website, I can copy the content. So if I edit this page, these three little dots in the top corner, I choose copy all blocks, and that will copy all the content on this page. Then I go back to my own website and I make a new page. And all I need to do now, paste that content in there. Now I want to make sure that the page is full width. So in the right hand sidebar, page, content container, full width, disable the content title, I'm going to publish. Now I've got to remove the hero header from the previous page. So now we've got the hero header from my theme and the hero header from the theme I've imported it from. And to do that, it's just an element. So we need to find the page header, page hero. This is getting a bit complicated. This system is for web designers, not for, you know, sort of an ordinary small business owner probably wouldn't want to go to this sort of length. But now what I can do, I can add an exclusion rule to that hero header. So add exclusion rule to a page, and the page I want to use is a page I copied from movement theme. So now I've excluded this hero header just from one page. Go back and view the page I've made, that one, so view that. So now we've got the entire page copied from another website. Once again, you might have to go through and change the colours. You see these, you need to change these colours. But just look at the page, see which colours look like they need changing, and change them. But if you're a web designer, that's a really good, simple system. You can copy individual rows if you want to. Supposing you only wanted to copy this section, you could do. Or if you only wanted to copy, whichever one, that section, you could just copy that section if you want to. But you can also copy entire pages. And so how I did that, I used a WordPress multisite, and I installed all my favourite themes so I can copy and paste any section from any theme into the website that I'm building. So I could just copy that section and paste it into another website. Copy this section, paste it into another website if I wanted to. Well, that's been quite a lot to think about. I've been using GeneratePress theme and GenerateBlocks plugin, and the first part of the video I made using the free versions of GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks, and the second part of the video I used these pro versions which you've got to pay for. They're both well worth investigating in my opinion. Anyway, I'll leave it there, but I hope you found it useful. Bye for now, and I hope you enjoy using GeneratePress.